Pilgrim Bank is a bank. And as most banks nowadays, they offer a considerable amount of services online. Okay? But they also have tellers and they have buildings where people can come in and do it the old-fashioned way. Okay? Now, a lot of customers don't like using online, don't like using ATM machines. They like to have a live person serving them, giving them whatever it is. They're like a passbook because the numbers are written there. They like to see it physically. Okay? Other people don't care. Okay? Now, what the bank is trying to do is to decide whether it should expand its services or not. Should it offer more things online, or should it not offer more things online? Banks are in tremendous competition for investors nowadays, for depositors, right? So the bank wants to do what's best to help it attract customers. Now, if the bank feels that free online services will attract new customers and better customers, they're going to do it. And they'll do it, and they won't even charge for it. If the bank feels that more online services will not have any effect on their customers at all, they're not going to expand their services. And not only that, they will probably charge for the services. Okay? So the bank has come to us and said, help us out. Should we expand our services? And should we offer it for free? Because this is good business, it's helping us attract customers? Or is this doing nothing for us, and in fact we're going to end up, not going to do anything more than we're doing now, and we'll charge for what we have now as well? Okay? Everybody understand the situation? This is Pilgrim Bank. And in order to help you make a decision, Pilgrim Bank has given us the data for over 31,000 of its customers. It has a couple of million. We have data for 31,000, which is a large amount of data. Okay, we have a lot of data. Okay. And we're going to use this data to try to help Pilgrim Bank. We meaning you, with my help. Okay. We're going to do what's known as data mining. We're going to try to see what the data can tell us. And we're not going to use anything terribly difficult mathematically. We're going to use simple techniques. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay? That's the description that I have over here. Okay? If you read it, you'll see it's basically what I just told you. You can read it at your leisure afterwards. Okay, now let's go down. What it says is the following. If you look at the data, you will find the bank, the second paragraph, the bank has a large database of customers. In fact, let me show you what it looks like. Whoops. By the time I'm finished, everything looks so different than when I originally did it. Okay. Okay. Here is the bank. Okay. And here's what the data looks like. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns. Right? In the first column, they have the ID of the depositor. And that runs from 1 to 31,000, however many numbers there are, 650 or whatever. Okay? In the second column, they have a profit number. For each customer, they determined how much profit that customer is generating. Okay, now if you go back to what we just did before, here is the formula that they used. Yeah. So the first column is the ID. That's just an identification number, social security number, whatever. I just put the numbers 1 through whatever. Second one is the profit. Now, they determined the profit is the following. The balance in the deposit account times the net interest spread. What does that mean? What does that mean? Balance in the deposit account times the net interest spread. What's the balance in the balance in the deposit account? What does that mean? How much money does this person keep in the account? Correct? And what's the second number mean? Net interest spread. What's the difference between how much the bank is paying this person in interest versus how much the bank is getting from whoever it lent the money to? So if the bank is charging 8% and they're giving this person 1%, there's a 7% spread. That's profit, right? So the bank's profit is the amount of money times the interest, okay, plus the fees. Anybody read, there was a major article in the New York Times, and it was, when it was around for a couple of days, about a month or two ago, banks fees. What do banks charge for? Huh? For overdraft. They charge for everything, really. Overdraft. Do you know how the overdraft works? My son went to school, not in New York. So I decided I couldn't trust him with a credit card. Right? So I got him a debit card. Okay. Anybody know what a debit card is? I got a debit card. Put a certain amount of money into the account. Put $100 into the account. How much money can he spend? No.
You can spend all $50.
No, he cannot.
Zero.
No overdraft. No overdraft. Let's say he got it down to $5. Right? Right? Let's say he got it down to $5. And he goes out and he buys something for $30. Does he have money? Should the bank say no? Yes. Well, the bank will say no if the bank is up to date. If the last purchase he did was 2 days ago, the bank will say you don't have enough money. But if the last purchase he made was 6 minutes ago, the bank doesn't know that. The bank will give him the money. He now is negative. What will the bank do? Charge him $35, right? Now, suppose he has $5 left in the bank and he buys something for $5.10. $35. Suppose he has $4 left in the bank and it's now the first of the month and he has a $5 recurring thing for insurance because he might lose the card. What does the bank do? $35. Banks make billions of dollars on these fees for these poor suckers, right, who are spending money like crazy. Okay? Banks like that. That's plus. That's a fee. Okay. Plus the interest from loans. The customer has a mortgage, right? The customer is paying them. Those are all positives. Minus what? Minus the cost to serve. That means does the person use a teller, a live teller, or does the person use an ATM? If the person uses a live teller, then the person is costing them money. They have to pay the teller, right? So they can tell how the person usually puts in and takes out money, right? And therefore they'll divide up as many tellers as they have, and they'll divide amongst the customers, and they have an equation, right? And therefore they determine per customer how much this customer is generating for the bank, right? And if you take a look back at the chart that I just had a minute ago, by the way, everybody okay here? We only have about 15, 20 minutes to go, so we've made it through another night. I think, was it that painful? Right? Nah, right? Somebody once told me he enjoys Thursday night because there's a lot of nice things on television and my class, because that's just as entertaining. Should I believe him? No, okay. I didn't believe him. Here we go. $21, right? First guy generated 21.6. This guy, a loss of 49, right? Here's 632. They got all kinds of people, correct? So some of these people are generating profits. Some of these people are generating losses. They're all over the place. Some of these people are barely generating, basically are at 6.43. I mean, those are break even. Okay? Who generally is the customer who's going to be giving the bank, helping the bank make money? Give me what you think that person. Tell me the description of that person. Middle-aged or older person. Why will the bank be making money in that person? They probably have money. They probably have mortgages or loans, right? And therefore there's a lot of money in the bank is generating. How about younger people? They're just, well, besides the fees that they're charging over here, they're not generating any money. Okay? So one would assume that the older customers are, the more mature customers, are benefiting the bank more than the younger customers. Okay, so let's take a look. So we have, the first column is ID, the second column is profit. Let's take a look at the third column. Third column is online. Does the customer use the online services or not? Right? And if the customer does not use the service, they're going to call that 0. If the customer does use online services, that's 1. Right? So if you go back, right, this column, okay, so let's see. Customer number 1. What about customer number 1? Does customer number 1 use online services? No. Customer number 2? No. 3, yes. Whatever. So you can see there are 0s and 1s in that column. Correct? That tells you whether the customer is using services or not. Okay. Let's go back. Well, before I go back, the fourth bracket is age. We have age, income, right? Now, age and income, obviously, those numbers are not the age of the people. And the income are not what the person is. These are all kids, right? So, now, besides the fact that those numbers are small, what else do you notice in those columns? Some of them are blank, meaning what? Well, you know, when you come in and you go to the bank and you fill out a form because you want to be a depositor in the bank, they'll ask you general questions. Some of the questions you have to answer, and some of the questions you don't have to answer. So some people don't want to fill in the age, so it's blank. Some people don't want to fill in the income. None of the bank's business, right? So some of the people filled it in, some of the people don't. Some of the people will fill in one but not the other. Do I have an example of? Yeah. If you look at number 6, right? That person gave their income but didn't give their age. You have the reverse also in different places. Where anybody gave the age and not their income. Oh, there's a 1, 270. Gave their age and not their income. Right? Okay, so let's go back to the top. So let's describe, let me describe the data. So we have age. The age is not the actual age. The age is symbolically represented. If the person is less than 15, that 1 represents the person who's less than 15. If the person is between 15 and 24, that's a 2. So the number for age will be anywhere between 1 and 7. 7 indicating the person is 65 and older, 1 indicating the person is under 15, and whatever the numbers represent. Right? So in column under age, you'll either have anything from 1 to 7 or blank. Okay? Okay. Income. Income is the same idea. This will break it up from 1 to 9. Anything, if a person income is less than 15,000 and they reported it, then they'll get to number 1. If the person's income is over 125,000, they'll call that number 9, and they have it broken down however they have it. Okay? So, let's go back again. Okay, so we did columns 1, columns A, B, C, D, E. Column F, tenure, represents how long the person has been a customer in the bank. Right? And that the bank knows because the bank just sees when did the person become a depositor, and whatever the number is, that's what it is. Right? And then column G is basically where the person lives, the geographic area. There are some different, you see 1,200, 1,100, 13. These are different districts, whatever they represent. Okay? So we have this data for over 31,000 people. Okay, now. Okay, for each of the different customer groups, here's a column. I want you to fill in the numbers for each of these. We're going to do a little bit of statistics. All the data. How much data is there altogether? How many people? 31,634. I want you to tell me what is the mean and what is the standard deviation. Right? How long should that take to do? How long should it take to do that?
2 minutes.
2 minutes? Why would it take that long? You have a formula? What are you going to do to get that?
Get average.
You're going to go to the bottom of the 31,634 column of profit, and you're going to hit average and standard deviation, and you got it. Okay, it'll take you. 1 second. 1 second. Let's go back. He's telling me it'll take me how long?
No, 2 minutes. I told 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, where do I want to go? To the bottom of this?
Yeah.
It'll take me 2 minutes to get there? Why was that? Why is that?
They have the key. They hit the identical you right. Like if you put B.
I'm there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I got there. Okay, while we were talking. It will now take me about 3 seconds to type that in. This should take about 2 or 3 seconds. Everybody know how I did that? This column right up, the thing right up here where I have the, right on top there. You just put in wherever you want to go, it'll go there right away. Okay, so that's no problem. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go. That's not what I wanted. Going back to the top is going to take me. Okay, good. Let's go back now. Okay. Online users. Remember, what does the bank really want to know? What's their main question?
Whether they should expand their service.
Should they expand and charge for online services? Right? Now, therefore, they want you to break it down into online users and not online users. Right? If it'll turn out that the mean of the online users is greater than the mean of the non-online users, then presumably what? Then the online users are generating more than the other people. Do it more, right? If not, not. So I want you to give me the mean and the standard deviation of the online users and the mean and the, by the way, when I say mean, I'm talking about of profits. Let's do the symbols. That symbol, everybody know these symbols? Mu. Mu is what? Mu is the mean. Mu is the mean. The mean is mu. That's sigma. And that's the standard deviation. Sigma is standard deviation, mu is the mean. Okay, give me the mean and the standard deviation, right? Online and non-online users. How are you going to do that? Excuse me? How are you going to do that? Okay. Everybody hear that? Okay. The question is how we're going to separate the I have to separate the zeros and the ones. Right? He suggests very simple. Just sort on column C. What's going to happen if you sort on column C? Right? If I sort, let me just go to here for a second. Yeah, I know. Let me just go to here for a second. Okay. Let's say I go from, let's say I sort on this, right? Whoops. Right? Sort. Okay, what did it do? What did it do? Okay, did it sort the profit also? Let's go back again, just 1 second. Okay. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay, now what did it do? Did it change? Didn't sort the other one? I thought it changed. Didn't change. Let me see. Just one more time. Okay. Okay, there it is. Right? Did it change it now? Or is that the same as it was before? Is that the same as it was before? I don't have the data in front of me, so I can't tell. 1 second. Okay, you got to play with it. I don't have it right now. If you sort on this, if you sort on the online, what will happen is all the zeros will go together, all the ones will go together, and you separate them, and you do the zeros by themselves and the one by themselves, right? And you'll be able to get that data, that information. Okay? Okay, and next thing. Okay, customers with complete profiles. What do I mean by complete profiles? They have all data. They have the customers that have, let's go back. The customers that have, let's say customer number 1 does not have complete data. Customer number 2 has complete data, correct? Just 1 second, let me get rid of this column. Okay, customer number 1 does not have complete. Customer number 1 is missing age and is missing income. Customer number 2 has everything, 3 has everything, 4 is missing, 6 has some of the data, but not all of it, is missing 1 piece of data. So if you go to the chart that I just made, I want you to fill in, break the data up into all data, which is there, between online users and not online users, that's by the zeros and ones. Customers with complete profiles, that means customers that have numbers all across. Customers missing 1 piece of data, which means the only data that might be missing is which? Which other data that might be missing? Some people are missing age and some people are missing income. If they're missing either one, I don't care. If it's missing only 1 piece of data, what is that? Customers missing 2 pieces of data. After you do all this, now, based on your answer to question 1, by the way, you can do this by simply sorting again and again and again. You sort it so that all of the blanks go together, all of the 1 go together. You play with it a little bit, you'll see. It's not difficult to do. Just sort over and over and over again. And based on that, based on your answer, what is your advice to Pilgrim Bank concerning online versus non-online customers, the profitability profile of a customer?